Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to week 2 of season 3 of 302 Sports Weekly. Live here at the Buffalo Wild Wings down in the Middletown location. Welcome in. My name's Patrick Arianes, alongside me, Nick Alessandrini. Nick, fun sports week this past week.
Yeah, it's fun. Great first week. Obviously, we had a great matchups. We'll get into some of those, and we'll talk to some of our experts here in a second. And again, we're joined by Jason Winchell, Benny Mitchell, and Mike Lang. You'll see in just a little bit. We'll give you some recaps, and should be a great show here, Pat. We're getting into the full swing of sports here again this year.
It is. Now, Benny and Jay, it's supposed to be the fall. How did you guys enjoy your 90-degree weather day today?
I went to a gym and watched some volleyball.
Oh, how about that?
Still in flip-flops.
He's still, yeah, Benny, down there below the in that Sussex County, I'm sure.
Down there.
What are the sands of Dewey Beach these time of year right now?
Not much sand on Dewey Beach right now.
No.
Storm, so.
Yeah, but welcome in, guys, and we're gonna kick things off here. Recap some of our 302 Sports game of the week, the 2 football games we saw. We'll also get in, obviously, to the other sports as well, and we're going to have some special guests on the volleyball. Mike and Jay are going to talk to them, so stick around for that. But first, Benny, let's start off with this 302 Sports Kickoff Classic. You guys downstate had the privilege of calling, the first game of the year.
Last Thursday, 302 Sports, DFCA brought back the Kickoff Classic. It's been 3 years since they had one downstate. It was Lake Forest and Polytech. And they met for the southern version of our Kickoff Classic.
Mm-hmm.
With 4:10 left in the first quarter, Lake Forest tallies the first score of the Delaware football season when quarterback Damian Galendez rolls right and finds Jalen Morris open in the front corner of the end zone for a 9-yard touchdown.
Touchdown, Lake Forest.
And Lake Forest goes up
Spartans, they start the
7-0.
Delaware High School.
Just under 2 minutes later,
Back up the middle.
the
Ball's
Spartans
on the
force
ground.
a fumble deep in the red zone, and one play later, Isaiah Johnson scores on a 3-yard run to put Lake Forest up.
Football. And second
14-0.
fumble inside the red zone tonight for the Polytech Panthers.
And there he is.
Getting a little chip here. That's our guy we talked about the pregame, Chris Thompson, driving his guy. And now we got a flag.
I'll wait for the tape to catch up here.
Johnson, nowhere to go. Tackle on the play.
And then the Spartans defense, they just continue to stifle Polytech offense, and they take that 14-0 lead into the half.
Lake Forest, Spartans 14.
Lake Forest probably could have put a few more points on the board between penalties, and they had a little bit of fumbleitis themselves. But early third quarter, Johnson goes up the middle for a 10-yard run.
Of the game.
The Spartans miss the extra point, and they go up 20-0.
Got it straightened out.
And then on the ensuing kickoff, and you always see here ensuing kickoff, that means something's going to happen. And it's a hit by Miles Coates, and Polytech coughed the ball up 7 times in this game. Lake Forest recovers around the 20. And have I mentioned Isaiah Johnson yet tonight? He gets TD number 3 on his 8-yard run, put Lake Forest up 27-0. Impressive game for Isaiah Johnson, who missed last half of last year. And then Chris Thompson recovers another Polytech fumble, setting up, that man again.
Mama, there goes that man.
Isaiah Johnson makes a move at the line, and then carries 3 Panthers defenders into the end zone for his 4th TD of the game. And goes up early in the state this year for touchdowns and points scored. 4 touchdowns for the junior Isaiah Thompson. Lake Forest puts the game under the running clock. Starts the season winning the inaugural 302 Sports DFCA Kickoff Classic 41-0.
Absolutely.
And that's big points because Polytech's a Division I team.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's an under-the-radar thing. Come playoff time, there's 6-point victories, and Lake Forest getting, like you said, not only the jump start with touchdowns, but also a big-time win there. Moving things right along, the second part of the 302 Sports Kickoff Classic was upstate at Caravel Academy as the Battle of the Vikings ensued. St. Elizabeth taking on Christiana. And Benny, you talked about some sloppiness down in that Polytech game. Can
you match 9 fumbles?
we're going to be close. I'm telling you right now, as you're about to see, as this game got kicked off at around 7:30 p.m. And taking a look at it here, as you can see, the great graphic. First, we're going to start this one off, the opening kickoff. It was exciting, right, Nick, to get back in the swing of things in this kickoff. The opening kickoff of the year for us,
football
Kassim Benson, the
has
freshman
begun
for
here
St.
in
one of
Delaware.
many impressive ninth graders for the St. Elizabeth Vikings.
Taken out,
Gets us going with the return out to the 20-yard line. And then this is where the problems begin.
So there again,
right off the bat here, missed snap.
Small will keep it, but I believe he lost the football on the ground. I believe he was able to hop back on to Christiana and say, they've got it.
And
we'll
then
wait for the signal and just...
And it's balls on the ground again. St. Elizabeth
out of the gun and another
Benny, this is
Love
how
can't
this
hold on
game
to the
started
football,
off.
and St. Edith
4
is on it at the
straight
29.
possessions, if
So
not
the St.
5.
Edith Vikings
I can't
come up
quite
with
remember.
another turnover.
With turnovers.
They'll take. Now here
We
they
get
are
into the
fourth and
second
goal.
quarter, and St. Edith tries to right the ship. As you can see,
Gets past the
Thomas
first section,
Mosley
defends,
pounding the
piles his
rock
way
into
to
the end zone. The
for a
first score
touchdown.
of the
There's
game.
Mosley, a guy
The
we need to look out
transfer
for,
gets St.
and he
Elizabeth
punches
on
in
the
for our
board,
first
7-0.
point of the year.
A little bit later in the
Mosley
second quarter,
back
Mosley
to
again,
Renata
a little bit
in the
easier
gun.
on this one,
Renata will hand off
untouched
to Mosley.
as he scampers
Mosley,
into the end zone.
untouched, walks
Touchdown
his way
number
to the end
2
zone for his
of
second
3
touchdown
on
of
the
the
day
evening.
for the transfer
Counted for him,
Mosley.
and that puts St. Edith
Now
up
you're going to
13-0.
see here. Watch this play by Zaid Barnes, making a couple men miss. Whoop!
Quick little throw to
Let
the
me
outside.
Let me get it.
Whoop!
And he's gone. He's to the races. It was our alias through genuine connection of the game.
He's got space.
Zaid Barnes running through the tape at the end zone. Gets Christiana on the board, making things interesting. 13-7 was your score at the break. As we're starting to see the Battle of the Vikings start to figure itself out a little bit. It was a sloppy start, as you can see here. They're going to try and finish the halves off. Not so fast. Chris Character, another great freshman for St. East, comes up and lays the wood. And the first half of action here, 13-6. St. Elizabeth on top. We get to the third quarter, and here's Mosley with touchdown number 3. Let me get around the edge and turn on the Jets.
And he'll get there. He's at the 30.
Go, Nick.
He's going. He could go the 30, the 20, the 25, the 10, and the touchdown. Couldn't even see him. He's so fast down the sideline. And there he is again, Thomas Mosley.
Let's get the pass game in action. Right there, as you can see, C.J. Small to Alex Rollo for a touchdown. I believe number 50, Vinny Garriani's with the pancake on that when we saw that on Instagram. Shout out to him there. We keep things moving right along. Let's get that man, Kassim Benson, back in action. He rushes it in for his first touchdown of his high school career. As St. East really got things going in the second half.
Getting a share of his touchdown love here today. He wanted one for himself, and he gets one. A 1-yard touchdown
all over
run
the place.
for the
And then
freshman.
Ethan Gunter, big game for him on defense. Made a lot of tackles. He gets himself a touchdown here as he scampers in for the final score of the game. St. East ends this one off in impressive fashion, 41-6 over Christiana as Coach Dooley starts year 2. And same way he started off year 1 at St. East with a 1-0 record.
Absolutely, and we were there, Pat. Great game. Early Battle of the Vikings. The environment was great. You saw tons of fans showed out for that, and it was just an overall great experience. Just a special thanks to everyone that helped out with that and everyone that came out and was a part of it.
Now, Benny, Jay, you guys, and Mike as well, I know he was out as well. These weren't the only 2 games in action during week 1 of the high school football season. I know, Benny, you streamed the second game as well. What kind of stood out to you amongst the storylines in week 1?
Well, to me, I think what we saw the top teams establish Friends with a nice, impressive win over AI. Hodson with the nice win over Dover. Slasianum, Woodbridge both rolled. So, I mean, we saw what these top teams in the state can do.
Benny, what's that?
In Division II, the biggest standout was number 1, Woodbridge. Just looks like they plugged people in and didn't skip a beat from December. We saw them play in December.
Yeah.
And they looked much the same. Just different characters in that lineup. You know, it was a battle of 2 top 10 teams. And, you know, Woodbridge was Woodbridge, you know. Off tackle, running, getting down the sideline, and then the transfer Dalton Purdue with a nice touch pass to Trey Haynes, set up another touchdown. I just think I wondered about Woodbridge carrying the number 1 to start the season with all that they lost, but I think they own it. I think they earn it.
Absolutely. So there you have it, Nick. Week 1 is in the books. Thanks to everybody who tuned in for the 302 Sports Kickoff Classics. We'll get into some of the streaming schedule a little later in the show today that you can check out in the upcoming week. But up next, Mike and Jay will be sitting with some very special guests after the break. Don't want to miss it. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley: cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations, from Lowest, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
He began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian began. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus: wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 19...
that your HVAC system is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822. Get the assurance that your HVAC system...
Thanks, Nick. Welcome back. Welcome back to the 302 Sports Weekly here at the Buffalo Wild Wings in Middletown. Mike Lang and Jason Winchell and my shiny new head, along with the Red Lion volleyball team, members of the team, coached by Dan Betters. Dan, maybe you could do the introductions here and tell us. I know several of these young ladies, but you can tell me the names so we know who we're talking to.
Sure, we got Morgan. She plays libero for us and outside hitter and all around. Who else we got behind me? Haley Pancake. She plays outside hitter for us in DS. Lexi Sutton plays DS for us. Autumn Richardson plays DS. Reagan is our setter. She's been setting for us since 8th grade. And Peyton Pusey plays opposite hitter for us outside.
Seems a lot of defensive specialists on this team.
We are overloaded.
All right, so ladies, you get the, I don't know if it's an honor, but you get to host the first 302 volleyball match of the week. Morgan, we talked a couple weeks ago about that and some other things in your season. Just talk about this. We're going to start right with the match tomorrow. Talk about Conrad. That's a tough team in the same conference as you guys. Just talk about what you see in Conrad, and I'll ask somebody else some other questions. But just tell us, you're going to be the opposing scout here.
Well, I think every team we respect no matter what, and especially like with conference games, I think those are more valuable, like more value than the other type of games. But regardless who's on the other side of the court, and regardless of what you think of other teams, at the end of the day, it's point by point, one set at a time, and regardless, that's what you have to focus on. So that's all I'm gonna say based on the game.
All right, so ladies, you started your season with a win against Middletown. Whoever, you guys can all answer and take turns here. Just talk about what you've seen so far. And Dan, if you want to jump in, that's fine. What you saw against Middletown and through that preseason. You're only in week 1 of the season, really. So talk about the Middletown match and how that went.
I like the way our girls played for most of the games. They didn't see any kind of weak points for the most part. We like to play up. Middletown offered a tough team. They have a really good JV program too, so they definitely have a bright future for them. And well coached. Love their crowd spirit too. I mean, they brought a crowd to the gym, which was nice. And we enjoyed playing them. I mean, they definitely had some tough moments, and then in the end, I think we played extra points with them for the third set. We won 26-24, and Lexi came in with a couple of really great serves to put us over the top. So girls had some adversity that they fought through, and then we fought through that again the next day of practice.
And no pressure on Lexi. I hope she's swinging tomorrow night. That'd be a good one. So, Dan, we talked about this a couple of years ago, but I want to ask about whoever the players are going to jump in here about the rise of the Red Lion volleyball program. I know you and I talked maybe 2 seasons ago about that. So any of the girls wants to answer, talk about what it's been like to be part of this program as it's kind of grown in stature at the school. It's really one of the premier athletic teams at Red Lion. So who wants to jump in and pump the volleyball team up? Reagan, I want to ask you if somebody answers. So.
I think when we were all in middle school, we had a really good middle school team, and we always knew that we would have a bright future, but we didn't know how many people in front of us were already setting the standards really high. So now that we're all here, I think we're just really taking it all in, that we have a team, we have something to show, and hopefully we'll keep doing that this season.
Just talk about you girls get to play home tomorrow, and just talk about the atmosphere playing at home against a Diamond State foe like Conrad.
Dad, we got the microphone back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blackout tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Everyone wear black.
Everyone wear black. I don't know if I have any black 302 stuff. We stick with blue.
I didn't want to show partiality either.
What's it like in your gym? I've never seen a volleyball match. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So who wants to tell me how much fun it is there?
Yeah, it's a gym.
It's a gym? All right.
We like playing at home. We
like
look forward to playing Conrad. What's been cool about playing Conrad since I've been here, and I'll answer the other question too about the volleyball program. I'm really proud of all these girls that are here, because last year we had a pretty much set varsity roster, and I asked all of them to play up at varsity, knowing that they wouldn't receive a lot of playing time. And that's a really hard thing, I think, for a teenager to accept, but they all accepted it. And they played really hard all year long, practiced against the varsity squad all year long, and I told them this was their year to get. We were getting ready last year, and they all accepted that. Their parents accepted it. It was really, really cool. As far as playing Conrad, every time we play them, home team is always giving the other team a run for their money. Ever since the very beginning, they were one of the first tough teams I ever faced as a coach. They're really well coached. Coach Skinner is. She's great, and their players, they got some really good players on their team, so we're looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing our crowd there, for sure.
All right, so this question is going to go for your setter. Reagan. So the player who's not here that you guys talked about, I think is one of the more unknown players in Delaware volleyball, would be Caroline Capps. Reagan, what's the like setting for Caroline? If you haven't seen her play, you got to be at Redline tomorrow or tune into 302 Sports to talk about setting for her.
She's okay.
She's okay.
It's really good setting her because me and her, we have a relationship to where like I'll give her feedback on like a hit and she'll give me feedback on a set because we're those players that like we both played high enough like in like games and we just have really good chemistry together. Like we talk really good on the court and like we don't get frustrated with each other. And when she gets a good kill, we both like cheer like so loud. And then like if I get like a good like set or whatever, she'll like great set. So like, it's very like encouraging. And yeah.
She's I think she's, like I said, she's one of the more unknown players, but she's really, really good. And you got a lot of athletes, including you.
Mm-hmm.
And you have moved from libero to do some hitting this year. What did you do in the first match?
I had 9 aces.
9 aces.
Well, you were
serving it, apparently.
I had 9 aces.
What color jersey were you wearing? That's the.
Yeah, I was wearing black.
So you were on the outside in the first game.
Yeah. I had 9 aces.
You're gonna give. You're gonna give us tell us what you're gonna be doing tomorrow, or did Coach not tell you yet?
I mean, we keep everything a secret.
Okay, well that's good.
Everything's top secret around here.
Yeah, we don't. Conrad's probably. I'm sure Jen and Alyssa are probably home watching.
Overwhelming, but we're fighting here. Fighting here.
It's all a real big secret.
I don't know what kind of support you guys get at home, but we did this in the live show. I need somebody, one of them who hasn't answered a question yet, to tell.
It's you, man.
Yeah, there you go. Tell your classmates and your schoolmates why they need to come out tomorrow to watch, or why they should tune in on 302.
Because we need the support and the energy that we need to play good and be Conrad.
Sounds good to me. So we
was the biggest support group from anybody with those 8th graders.
Yeah, they
love Autumn.
Apparently Autumn's a fan favorite.
Oh, she's a fan favorite in the middle school. Let me tell you.
Oh, really? That's awesome. I can't wait to get there tomorrow. We should mention, Jason, that we we would appreciate Dan and the girls coming out. This was really last minute.
Thanks for
I mean, it was less than 24 hours ago that I sent the email to these guys to ask them to come on. We did ask Conrad. They were unable to make it tonight, but they've been so good to us, Conrad as well. Dan and ladies, I know you've been waiting outside patiently to come on, and we're excited about tomorrow night, 6 p.m. at Red Lion Christian Academy or on 302 Sports. Jason and I will be there. Nick will be there. We're going to have a grand old time down at Red Lion, and I can't wait. Excited. First match of the week for the season, and it's Conrad and Red Lion. This is awesome. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. I know.
Big Diamond
We're
State.
having a blast.
I can tell. Yeah, Morgan's one of our favorite athletes. So, anything else? Any last words somebody that we should know about? Any secrets you want to spill? No?
Girls, go to bed.
Okay, that's it.
That's always a good message.
All right, Dan and ladies, thanks for coming on. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Good luck tomorrow night. We'll see you in about 24 hours at Conrad. That's going to wrap it up for our guests, the Red Lion Lions. And when we're back, more of the light banter with Nick and Pat and Jason, myself and Benny. You're watching the 302 Sports Weekly live from the Buffalo Wild Wings in Middletown.
Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution. We are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens, and bathrooms. Want a professional, no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly. Thanks once again to the Red Line Volleyball program for coming on. It seemed like a good bunch there, Mike and Jay. Best of luck to them tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got to know Morgan in particular for the past few years, and we've streamed some of their softball games and volleyball for the preview show.
Yep.
And they're good kids, and I'm excited. Jason's excited. We worked all summer on putting this together.
First volleyball match of the year, right?
Yeah, and we'll get more into that when we go over volleyball here in just a little bit. But before we get to that, we want to talk about field hockey and what was an exciting week 1 for field hockey. As you can see, the Division II top 10 graphic pop up on the screen. Nothing changes in the top 4. Archmere, after suffering a loss, will slide from 5 to 7, and Red Lion will sneak in as a newly ranked number 10 team in the state. And just looking at some scores, guys, from last week, Lake dropping Caravel in overtime 2-1, and then Concord defeating Archmere in overtime 2-1 as well. Mike, Jay, name a team or a player that kind of stood out last week for you.
To me, it's the Delmar field hockey team. They played with that Maryland State champ and didn't even blink an eye, winning 6-0. Wow! It was a great start for Delmar field hockey. Not in the thing, but yesterday they played Sussex Tech, who's ranked high in Division One, beat them 11-0. So Delmar's on a roll to start the season.
It's been a while, man.
Yeah, they're good. I'm going to go with the player from Concord. He's actually not a Division II player, but I'm going to go with this one anyway because they played Archmere, and I was there. Macy Kusanovic from Concord. I understand she's Division I, but I wasn't thinking when I wrote this. She's one of the best players I've seen in the last couple of years watching field hockey. Easily the best player on the field during that game. Scored a goal that tied the game, and then Concord won on a penalty stroke with a minute to go in overtime. But she was shooting, she was passing, directing traffic out there. So for just this minute, I'm going to make Concord Division II, and Macy Kusanovic is my player that I was really impressed by.
Absolutely, and just looking ahead here at games this week, number 3 Indian River will be taking on number 2 in Division I Polytech Thursday at 4, and number 6 Friends will be visiting number 4 Ursuline Monday at 3:45. And Nick, looking at Division I, very little movement, very similar to D2.
Yes, sir. And again, it's early in the season. We're looking for some more shakeups as the year goes on. But just to go over some scores as you look at the top 10 on your screen. Last week, number 2 Polytech taking on number 3 Padua in a big 2-3 matchup. Polytech, they get the victory over the Pandas 2-1. And then Milford taking on number 8 ranked St. George's. Milford came into the contest unranked. They get a 3-0 win there. Mike and Jay, what stood out to you in Division I?
Oh, just as pretty much to me, it was Polytech. You get Padua in that first game, 2 versus 3, new coach, and Polytech didn't skip a beat. Walked out with that nice 2-1 win over Padua and showed, hey, listen, we're here to compete this year. We're here to, they play in that tough Henlopen North Conference where a day's dogfight, and they get a dogfight to start the season and prove that they're worthy of playing as high as their ranking, number 2.
So I'm going to go the same route as Jason here. You mentioned Delmar. I'm mentioning the other state champion, Cape Henlopen. In that tournament of champions at DE Turf, they had to come pulling some of the games out because of weather. But Cape Henlopen played South River, another Maryland state champion, and beat them 5-0. It's just like
one after the other down there.
I don't know how good those two field hockey programs are. They're awesome. 2 goals each for Kim Smith and Anna Stankowski. They didn't give up a goal. So the road to the state championship for Division I still goes through Lewis. It's not going to be easy.
We got some great upcoming games this week as well. A big number 2 versus number 1 matchup, a mismatchup though. With Division 2 number 2, Tower Hill travels to take on number 1 Division 1. Mike just talked about them. Cape Henlopen, that game's scheduled for Friday night at 6 p.m. And then number 9 in Division 2, Caravel, will travel to number 4 in Division 1, the Wilmington Charter Force. That game's set for tomorrow at 3:45 p.m. So a couple great games coming up this week as well. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to take a look at our volleyball top 10 and Mike and Jay's views on some big matches that happened over the weekend. Make sure you stick with us right here on 302 Sports Weekly.
That's it, man.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
And welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to 302 Sports Weekly. As Nick alluded to, we're going to step onto the court, talk a little more volleyball, obviously with Redline coming on a little bit earlier in the show. And Mike and Jason, I know you're excited. Obviously, you alluded to it a little bit in the interview for the first 302 Sports volleyball match of the week. Break down the game coming up between Red Lion and Conrad. What are some things you're looking forward to seeing?
Well, to me, it all starts, I think, like you said, Morgan might have switched positions, but it all starts with both teams' defense. You saw Red Lion has a lot of defense specialists on that team that can play, and they're probably going up against the best libero in the state in Fayetteville of Conrad. So both these teams play great defenses. Both teams have excellent hitters. Both teams are 1-0 to start the season. It's their first conference match. I don't know how Mike feels, but I feel like the Diamond State's the toughest conference out there, and every night is a dogfight. There was, as we saw, Newark Charter and DMA played yesterday in a big Diamond State. So every Diamond State contest is important.
Mike, we've talked a lot about Red Lion. Obviously, they got a lot going on in that program, going in the right way. What has Conrad really got bringing to the table here? They've been around the block a couple of years now.
It's just amazing how athletic that team is. Jason mentioned Alyssa Fayetteville, who we know well. If you look up front, the sisters are Julie and Stephanie Kolesian. You have that kind of height on the team. Steph's 6 feet, 6'1". Julie's like 5'11". They have Leah Camilli, who can jump through the roof, who's also a hitter for them. So that's a front line right there. There's really no weakness among those three. So when they rotate out, somebody's always up in that front line. And then they have Fayetteville and Olivia Joswick plays. A lot of these girls that play basketball, a lot of them play volleyball as well. And they're really athletic. And Dan Betters mentioned how well coached they are with Jen Skinner. He's really got that program humming, and I just love the athleticism of Conrad. They put a hurting on Caravel, I believe, last night, and Caravel's a really good team. We'll talk about them in a second. So I'm waiting to see the athleticism of Conrad on the volleyball court, just like we've seen it on the basketball court.
Absolutely. You're going to check in again. The pregame will be starting at 5:45 p.m. Make sure you check Mike and Jay for that game of the week. And as we're talking about it, the top 10 is flashing up on the screen. No changes 1 through 10 there. Everybody is the same. And Nick, just looking at some of the scores from last week, had some good matches.
Yeah, some great matches last week. Number 4, Wilmington Charter in the Force. They get the win against Friends 3-2. Number 3, Archmere taking on Smyrna. They get to win 3-0. And then number 10, Tatnall. They beat Caravel. Mike, you talked a little bit about it, 3-2. And then number 1, Ursuline beats Indian River 3-0. So guys, we had some exciting matches last week. If you had to pick one that stood out to you, which one would you go with? Jay, we'll start with you.
I'm going to go Indian River, Ursuline. I was there. I know it says three sets to none, but every set was competitive. Also, I think I saw the play of the year early on in the season by Sydney Davis. Just an incredible play. But it was the atmosphere in that gym was electric for a Saturday 4:45 volleyball match, and wow, it didn't disappoint. And I'll tell you what, go out and see that Indian River team. They can play.
Absolutely.
I mentioned Caravel Tatnall, and that's going to be it. First, because I nailed the winner and the number of sets last week. Second,
So did Benny.
How about that?
He's been sandbagging us this whole time.
Despite the loss last night, I like Caravel, and I think they're going to be a factor come tournament time. I saw them twice at play days, and they looked really good. A new coach and everything. We talked about that before. And Tatnall's really good. Tatnall had Caravel a 2-1 lead. We just came back 1 4th and 5th sets to take that one. So it was just an awesome match. And Ashley DeLucia, 18 kills, 24 digs in that 5-setter. And we talked about Caroline Caps from Redline being a little unknown. Ashley DeLucia, a little better known playing at Tatnall. She's really, really good. That's my match of the week right there.
There you go. There you have it. And just looking ahead here, Nick, we got some good games coming up this week, obviously. Conrad, number 6, traveling to number 9, Redline. It's tomorrow at 6. It's the first match of the week, guys. Obviously, we've talked about that one. Also, unranked Smyrna visiting number 5, St. Mark's, Friday at 7:15, Nick. And that's only half of the docket.
Yeah, there's 2 more great games. If you're looking at the schedule, which we have in front of us, you talked about Tatnall. They're back in action against Red Lion. So you can see that Red Lion team a second time Tuesday at 3:45. That's a top 10 matchup, number 10 versus number 9 as it sits right now. Obviously, those could change as we head into next week. And then number 2 Padua at number 5 St. Mark's Tuesday, 7:15. That's our 302 Sports match of the week. And going to St. Mark's, that was the big matchup back when I was there, the big volleyball matchup. So, guys, talk a little bit about those matches coming up.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one next week, paddle with St. Mark's. It's going to be an electric atmosphere down there in St. Mark's. I wonder what night it'll be for the students, what dress up they'll play at.
You never know.
Right.
We got blackout tomorrow. Who knows at St. Mark's?
That's right.
You were down there. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
You know,
it could be anything. They got the
anything.
costumes.
it could be 70s night. It could be Patriot night. Who knows? They always think of something.
All right. Well, before we head that way, remember our Buffalo Wild Wings 302 Sports Volleyball match of the week will be tomorrow, 5:45 p.m. Conrad, they travel to Red Lion. Make sure you mark that down. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at boys soccer right here on 302 Sports.
His career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 home buyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time home buyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today.
And welcome back live inside 302 Sports. Now it's time to talk a little boys soccer. We'll see what happened here in the soccer top 10 as you see the top 10 on your screen. Some scores from last week. Number 4, Caesar Rodney. They get the win over the Wilmington Charter Force in overtime, 1-0. And then Sally's number 1, obviously you know who they are. They get the win over Cherry Creek in overtime, 1-0. We'll start there. Mike and Jay, talk a little bit about the Sally's game.
I'm going to talk about Sally's. I mean, they go out to Colorado playing in that Mile High Air against a ranked team.
It's under the radar.
And they played, listen to their schedules last week. They played in Delaware on Wednesday. Flew out to Colorado and played a game there Friday at 3 o'clock. And then came back and played a second game in Colorado at 12 o'clock the next day. Again, Mile High Air, a little different conditions out there. They lost to Cherry Creek a couple years ago, 5-3 on the second day of the trip. This year they get the win out there. And just a great performance by that Slazean team. Did not give up a goal out there. They're 3-0 to 1-0 wins.
Awesome.
So a good start for Slazean. They beat a nationally ranked team, and they've off to a 3-0 start.
Mike, the other team we talked about, Caesar Rodney, getting off to a good start as well.
I'm glad you mentioned it. They have 2 1-goal wins. They beat Newark, and Newark's been a little bit of a surprise so far. And then they really gave CR all they can handle. And then they had against Charter and Upstate Downstate Challenge. Excuse me, they get a revenge for the loss last year with a goal in the 89th minute. You know, they don't play that many minutes in high school. It didn't tend to a tie at that point from Chase Ewald. He had both game-winning goals for the first 2 games. Unfortunately for CR, they fell in overtime yesterday to Indian River 3-2. But Indian River's a really good team, but a good start for the Riders. And that's my team that I took notice of from last week.
Absolutely. And just looking ahead here in Division I, some great games coming up this week, Nick. Number 7, St. George's Tech will be visiting number 2, Appo. That's tomorrow. Kickoff set for 4 p.m. Number 3, CR will visit number 6, Cape Henlopen. That's tomorrow at 6:30. A little, I believe, is Cesar Rodney at Sussex County? I don't believe, right? Are they Kent? No, never mind. So hey, I'm sorry, Benny. It's a little odd for us Newcastle County guys. Everybody's down there, I tell you. And then finally, number 2, Appo finishes off what is a tough calendar week as they travel to number 3, Cesar Rodney, next Tuesday at 4 p.m. And now, Nick, as we dip in here to Division 2, there was some shakeups in the top 10 there.
Yeah, a little bit. You'll see the top 10 on your screen right now. Sussex Academy in at number 10. They were number 7. St. Andrews, they move up a spot to number 9. DMA moves from 9 to 8. Caravel, they came in as your top-ranked team. They fall to number 7. Brandywine from 8 to 6. St. Mark's at 5, Conrad 4, and then everyone else slides up a spot there. Indian River at 3, Archmere 2. Friends, they're your top team now, coming in last week at number 2. And just some scores as we talk a little bit more, dive deeper into this. Number 3 in Division 2, Archmere. They beat number 8 in Division 1, Sussex Tech, 2-1. And then number 10 in D1, Polytech, big win for them. They take down the top team in Division 2, Caravel, 3-0. And then number 9 in Division 1, St. George's against number 7 in Division 2, Sussex Academy, a big 1-0 win for them. So, guys, you heard the scores. You watched some of the matches. What can you tell us about Division 2 this past week?
What can I say about Archmere soccer? Going down to Georgetown and getting a win over a Division I program, a solid program in Sussex Tech. A good start for that Archmere team. And had a 2-1 lead there in the second half and held on. That's a good road win for them. So, good start for the Archmere season.
You mentioned Brandywine, and my Division 2 player that impressed me is a guy by the name of Leo Claney from Brandywine. He has 4 goals and 2 victories for, as they say it my way, B-Wine. And,
there you go.
So their tough part of their schedule is ahead of them, but you can only play who's on the schedule, and they won 2 games, and so the Dogs are 2-0, and good for them. About time they had some success in that program. I'm happy for the Dogs and for Leo Claney, who's the guy that really grabbed my eye when I started looking around at the results from last week.
Hey, Mike, the Dogs have been let out. That is for sure.
The Dogs are out.
Looking ahead here at some matches in the upcoming week, number 4, Wilmington Charter will be visiting number 5 Division 2, St. Mark's, Friday, 3:45 p.m. Number 8, DMA will visit number 5, St. Mark's, Monday at 3:45 as St. Mark's is going through a tough week this week. So keep an eye out for those 2 games as well. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. Andy Mitchell's going to join the set. We're going to go to the gridiron, talk a little football after this. Yeah, but where are we at?
Your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union. Your home, your community. It's not just where you live, it's where you belong. At Dover Federal Credit Union, we understand what it means to be local. We started here, and we're not going anywhere. We're as local as it gets, and we like it that way. We're not just a financial institution, we are the local credit union that you can trust. Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Mitchell's joining the set with Mike and Jay. We're gonna talk some football now. We're gonna talk some pigskin as we look ahead, starting in Division 1. as your top 10 has been put up on the screen. Some changes in the bottom half. No one jumped out. Nobody jumped in. But there's some rearranging going on, and here's why. We look at some of the scores there. Number 3, Hodson, dominating fashion over number 5, Dover, 41-14 in that one. Middletown wins the Harvest Bowl, 17-6 over number 8, Smyrna. Sally's does what Sally's does right there. They put a whooping on William Penn, 42-0 in that one. And then Appo with a extremely impressive performance against number 6, Caesar Rodney, 35-0 in that one. Each of you guys there, Mike, Jay, Benny, talk about, obviously, with those scores, it could be one of those, maybe something else. What jumped out to you in week 1?
For me, it was Appoquinimink traveling down and just on a big road win, 35 on the board. I mean, this week I think we're going to find out who's who. Going into the season, it's kind of everybody's unsure who's who. Week 2 and week 3, I think everything's going to start sorting out. We're going to start seeing it that way for real. The Caesar Rodney down. Dover, they lost to 24 seniors. I thought there was going to be a problem. They take one on the chin. Now they got Sally's coming up on Saturday. So I think the next 2 weeks is going to start sorting things out.
Jay, Mike?
To me, Sally's, the Mooney comes in at quarterback and all he does is go 4 for 4 for over 100 yards and a touchdown. He also ran for a touchdown. Sally scored on all 6 possessions. They had the ball on offense.
Oh, wow.
Their defense was impressive. Of course, the defensive coordinator thought they could have done better. To me, they were impressive that first game. William Penn did have some solid runs on them, but really never got across midfield.
So in a week full of blowouts, because there really were a whole lot of blowouts, the thing that really stood out to me was the Middletown defense holding Smyrna to 6 points. And when was the last time that happened to Smyrna? They've just been so explosive the last 3 or 4 years.
Week 3 was Sussex Central last
year.
I forgot that one, but Sussex Central showed everybody.
They don't have Will Knight, they don't have Nolan Henderson, but they still have some talent on the team. But Middletown just came and shut them down, and so you wonder which Smyrna are they going to bounce back, or how they're going to bounce back? Really is the question. But how about Middletown just throwing up a 6 spot on holding Smyrna to a 6 spot? To me that's pretty darn impressive. And you guys talked about what stood out to you the most. So now I'll take it a different way. Maybe it's the same game for you, but what shocked you the most about Week 1? Did anything surprise you?
To me, it would probably be that Appo CR game. I mean, Appo to go down on the road, play a team like CR and put up 35 points, and their defense did a good job of shutting CR down. So like we said, we'll find out the next couple of weeks what Appo and CR are. But to me, that's a good opening statement by Appo going down there on the road and beating CR.
Yeah, for a team that I think made their first Division I tournament last year, and people were thinking they were flash in the pan. It's just a 1-year thing. They had a couple of seniors, but that you mentioned, that's performance of maybe the week right there is that Appo. That's not easy to take your horse down Old North Road and win.
That's true.
They did.
I think the top 10 games where we had blowouts, lopsided games, we had this last year. Last year, I think I did 10 streams and 10 lopsided games. I'm hoping we don't have that one. I'm ready for close, exciting football, but 2 big top 10 games, and they were both blowouts.
Unbelievable. And looking ahead here, we got more top 10 games coming up here. 2 games in particular that we want to talk about here. Hodson traveling to number 6, St. George's. That's a Saturday kickoff at noon. It's a game to keep an eye on. And then also one of our 302 Sports games of the week. Number 5, Dover, visiting number 2, Salesianum. That'll be at Brandywine, however, with Baynard getting done. That's a Saturday night start, 7 o'clock kickoff. Nick, you and I will be doing that game as well with Jay. Jay, Mike, you guys want to talk about that one, and then Benny will get into the game that you guys will be highlighting as well.
To me, like I said, I saw Salesianum last week. They didn't skip a beat. Their offensive and defensive line were incredible. That game against William Penn. One thing I noticed playing at AI, they still had tons of students out there. It was still that environment that Sally's used to, and they could feed off that home crowd. let's see if they can bring that excitement to Brandywine. And here's a fact for you: Brandywine gets lights in. First night football game there doesn't involve Brandywine.
I know. How about that? Huh?
So, well, I'm looking forward to that game. I want to see how Dover responds.
That's a good one, Mike. That's a good point.
They had 20 penalties in that game and a bunch of unsportsmanlike. I think you were talking earlier. There's a couple ejections in that game. Is this the undisciplined Dover that we got used to watching a few years ago? And maybe thought they maybe turned the page. Benny mentioned they lost all those seniors from last year. But I want to see how Dover responds. It's really not the effort that I'm sure they wanted to see in week one at Hodgson last week. And they go from playing at 10:30 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night. So we'll see if that, maybe they're not in the morning.
Yeah, it's a tough.
Maybe
Matinees can be tough.
Yeah. But that's I want to see how Dover responds after what happened against Hodgson, because that just wasn't expected.
And Benny, the game that you guys got going on downstate, it's got some intriguing storylines in it as well.
Cats and dogs, baby.
Yeah, man.
Howard Wildcats and the Laurel Bulldogs. Laurel was they were up 7-6 at the half on Brandywine in the Battle for the Bone. The new little rivalry they got going on there. I like
yeah, I like it.
I like mid-season rivalries. They all be week 10. And boom, 3 straight touchdowns in the third quarter unanswered by Brandywine. So we'll see how Laurel bounces back. This was an intriguing game in July when I picked it, but then Dalton Purdue moves to Bridgeville, their quarterback, and he's the second team all-conference quarterback. So I think they have a freshman quarterback down there, Laurel. And Howard coming off a big win over Concord, I believe 30-0 or something. Yeah,
big time win for them.
And that's a big Division I, and that's 6 points. Let's see how Howard travels down to western Sussex County. I tell you what they're going to find. They're going to find a rocky stadium. That's how Laurel does it.
Yeah, and they're going to have the big blow up that the team comes through fog machine going. It's amazing. Love Laurel. They rocked our buses when we went down there my senior year. And beat them, by the way. We did beat them there. But, Nick, that's a perfect transition there. We're going to get right into Division II, and there's some good things coming down there.
Yeah, we look at the top 10. You'll see it on your screen. Not a lot of shakeups there. Just one swap with 5 and 4. AI moves from 4 to 5. Howard from 5 to 4. And then moving on to some scores from the first weekend here in Division II. Number 1, Woodbridge. They look good. They pick up right where they left off. Benny, you talked about it. They're the number 1 team in the state. They take down Caravello, who's ranked number 10, 28-7 in their first game of the season. And then Friends, Jay, you talked about this earlier. They get a big-time win over number 4 ranked AI, 37-13. So, guys, talk a little bit about what you saw there from Jay, if you want to talk about Friends and AI.
Yeah, with Friends, what can you say? Wyatt Nelson got them off to a good start, but I was really impressed with their defense. AI's got some speed, and that 2 o'clock game on the grass seemed to slow AI down, and good job by the Quakers defense, and that's a good win. They'll be tested. They got Woodbridge in week 3. They got Delmar. They got Tower Hill. Lake Forest. I mean, they're loaded with their schedule's loaded. So, but that's a good opening statement by the Quakers.
And then looking at some upcoming games for this week, we're looking at number 1 Woodbridge. They're heading Benny to take on Rockridge, Virginia, Friday night at 7 o'clock.
They played them a couple times. I think they dropped the game to them 3 years ago, and beat them last year. So kind of one of those kind of tests you don't know where you're going to get. You're on the road. I believe that's down on the Eastern Shore. So it'll probably be a small school like Woodbridge. So it should be a good matchup for the Blue Raiders.
Yeah, and you're looking at another game to keep an eye on. Number 8 DMA in the post-Corona lean era, traveling, taking on Milford Friday night at 7. Mike, DMA is an intriguing team, and Benny Milford, they've been there. They found their way to get through in the past.
I went and watched a little bit of DMA last Saturday. They were at Wilmington Charter. The game was not close, but I was impressed with the sophomore running back, Devin Green from DMA, scored 3 touchdowns. Coming out of the lean shadow, wears the same numbers.
How about that?
It was a little hard to see white on white, but it was wearing number 1.
Yeah, remember those jerseys.
He's electrifying, and I think people are going to like watching him, and they're going to know his name if they don't already. New coach at DMA, same results. Big win at Charter. Milford's a different animal. Benny knows the Bucks.
Yeah, Gillis puts up 3 touchdowns for Milford, and their offense shined, but I think most impressively, it's hard to shut people out in high school football. And they did. They shut out Indian River, who's much improved. So, it's going to be a home game for Milford. They're Division I now, so it's a little more important playing a Division II team. And we'll see if Milford can answer that challenge.
Absolutely, and one other game to keep an eye on. Cesar Riding going to try and get back on track here as they'll travel to number 10 in Division II, Caravel, Friday night, 7 p.m. Caravel going to look for a big-time 6-point victory there. But other than the games we just mentioned there, guys, can you name a game to keep an eye on that's kind of under the radar?
I'll be right here. Delmar traveling to Parkside.
Okay.
7-minute drive, down to the county stadium in Salisbury. Parkside, they're big and they're athletic. They have two guys that are getting a lot of D1 attention, Marcus Yarns and Jabrante Mills, 6'2", 215.
That's a big boy.
Both other ball handlers.
Yeah.
I talked to Dave Hearn today. He said this is the best team Parkside's had in several years. This is a test, another test for Delmar. I picked against them last week going into Annapolis, same areas, and they proved me wrong. This is really a backyard game for them, even though it's going into Maryland. We're really down 13. I think that's a big game. We're going to find out who Delmar is.
And Mike, you were looking at a different game, maybe one that Pat and I are interested in.
Possibly St. Mark's, St. Elizabeth's. Saturday, 7:30, also in Caravel, the new home stadium for the Vikings. I saw both of those teams last week. I saw a lot of nervous kids here in St. Elizabeth's. I thought they made some mistakes in the first.
Some jitters going on for sure.
They pulled it together though and played well. St. Mark's beat Conrad, another running back that people should look out for. Jeremiah Moore, sophomore for St. Mark's. He scored 3 touchdowns. Jack LaFranchi, a quarterback, he's a senior, first year playing varsity, but he looked pretty good too. They got some speed with Blake Sanders and Zion Glover and Christian Colmary. A lot of offensive weapons for the Spartans, a lot of youth, but so much talent for Marvin. I think it's going to be a real big matchup. And the one thing that the intangible, Jimmy the Greek used to talk about intangibles, none of the current Vikings have been on a team that's beaten St. Mark's, and don't think they don't know it. They mentioned it to me in the preseason. They want to beat the Spartans, and they haven't beaten them since there was a game at Baynard a few years ago when these guys were in grade school. So that's the one that I'm looking forward to. I can't go, unfortunately, but I got some interest in that one.
Jay, what about you?
To me, I'm looking at the Conrad Archmere Diamond State game. Archmere got by in Mount Pleasant last week, but they had some bumps in the road. They lost, like we said about Dover. Archmere lost a lot to graduation, and it showed against Mount Pleasant, but they pulled it out, got the win. Now they're going on the road to play a Conrad team that lost to St. Mark's. They're looking to bounce back. An early Diamond State game for both teams, and we'll find out if Archmere can hang on.
Absolutely. So there we have it. That'll wrap it up for football. Nick, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Jay, we're going to do it again, baby. The pick segment. Let's see how week 1 wrapped up. We'll go into week 2. We'll also go over your Buffalo Wild Wings player of the week and our top plays. That'll be up next after the break.
Is what you need with Ambience. Ambience provides you with over 25 years of experience in the heating, cooling, and plumbing industry. The team at Ambience Heating and Air Conditioning provides high-quality residential HVAC installations, maintenance, and repairs in new and older homes in the Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania tri-state area. You may not realize it, but half of your energy costs go to heating and cooling. Make sure your energy dollars count and call us today for a free estimate. 302-239-HVAC. 302-239-4822.
And we're back here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap this thing up the right way. Before we get into our top plays and our player of the week, we're going to start here with Jay's segment here, right? The picks of the week. And Jay, after looking at the scorecard after week 1, we have ourselves some standings officially. Taking a look here. Mike, early 2-point lead to start it off, and that's over Jason, which, of course, right, after getting a few scores correct. Nick Alessandrini, great job to you, sir, nailing the correct score of that St. George's Cape Henlopen football game.
Bonus points for that? I get bonus points?
Yes, you got 5 points.
Oh, Coach John Wilson, I know you.
Extremely impressive there. And looking at the standings after week 1, Mike leading the way with 14, Jay with 12, Nick A with 9, and then Pat and Benny Not the Pat and Benny show, but Pat and Benny
show, wow.
rallying up here,
Oh.
6 and 5 respectively. Benny, though, you did do your job, right? 2-0 in volleyball.
Volleyball, Benny.
Now, we were skeptical if you knew what you were talking about, but
I had no clue.
Absolutely. So here we go. Let's start it off, Jay, into week 2. Let's start off. What's our first game that we're going to be picking here?
We're going to go volleyball,
right.
home open north.
Benny's
for Benny,
favorite.
for
Yeah.
Benny, CR and Kate, big rivalry, big early season conference match. Let's start with the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Lang.
I'm more myth than legend. I'm going to go Cape struggled early. CR, really pretty veteran team. So I'm going with the road team here, the Riders, and I'm going to take them in 4 sets, Benny.
You changed your pick from the computer.
No, I didn't.
that's not what you gave our. That's not what he gave our producer.
Not so fast, my friend.
I'm going to get a not so fast on Mike so you can get a not so fast on me. There we go. I'm going to go with Cape Henlopen in 5 at home. I know they've struggled to start the year, but I'm going Cape at home.
Not so fast.
There it is.
With my volleyball knowledge.
Yeah.
You're undefeated.
Cape is coming off a 3-set loss to Delmarva Christian. Is Cape ready to challenge the big 3 in the Henlopen? I'm taking the Riders in 4 sets, but I'm giving a shout out to the best waitress down in the Road Beach area, Abby Derrickson, who plays for Cape Henlopen.
Oh, there you go. Nick, let's go to you, sir. Who do you got?
You know, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Riders from Cesar Rodney. 5 sets. They get the job done. They earn the victory.
All right, you take the Riders. I'll take the Vikings. Cape's going to get this thing done in 5 sets as well. Moving right along here, Jay. It looks like we're heading to the gridiron next, huh?
Yeah, big early season football game with Cesar Rodney traveling to Caravel. Both teams lost the first week, so Benny, why don't you get us started?
All right, well, bad on the pick last week, down Old North Road, but this time it's going to Caravel. Ethan Connor did not play the 4th quarter.
Against Woodbridge.
It was still a competitive game. Not sure what his status is going to be. That's huge if he's not in that game. As far as Cesar Rodney, first of all, Caravel, they're thin on the offensive line. They had 7 guys rostered.
That's
in the line numbers. That was it. They take an injury, they could be in some trouble. I have to tell you, this is a trap game.
Uh-oh. Trap game.
For me. I'm going to stay with the Riders. Okay. And a close one, 21-17.
21-17. There we go. Field goal does it. Mike, let's go with you, man.
Not so fast. Obviously, neither team played very well in week 1, and I'm sure the coaches aren't happy about that. It's a home game for Caravel. I believe they are having a jersey retirement for Mr. Darnell Savage. Oh, wow.
Nice.
I'm going to take the Bucks more in emotion and be like paper clips and duct tape here. 24-13 Buccaneers.
Jay?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with CR. I hate to say must-win game early in the season, but it's a must-win game for Cesar Rodney. Caravel's got Division I opponents on their schedule where they can make up ground. They can afford to go 0-2. So I'm gonna go Cesar Rodney in that one.
You got Nick.
Pat, I'm going to go Caravel Bucks here. 28-20. They get the win over the Riders.
You know what? I'm going to do the same. We're Division II buddies. We're going to keep it going like that.
That's
We think, Caravel, look, we saw you in the comments section on Instagram. You want the respect? You're going to go out. You're going to earn it this week. All right? That's my message to you guys. You're going to pull this thing out. 26-21. They get a big 6-point victory
so
here.
Just play this on loop before you head out.
That's
there.
right. Bulletin board material, as they like to say.
Now we're going to head back to the court now for our next game, Jay.
The big Flight B battle between Christiana and Brandywine. I'll lead us off. I like Brandywine. They've already played 2 matches. Christiana's playing their first match. Brandywine at home. I like Brandywine in 5 sets.
Who you got, Mike?
I'm going to agree with Jason. I'm going to go 4 sets for the Bulldogs. I think those 2 matches that they've already played are going to be a big factor. They've already had some court time together. Christiana, this really could be for a state tournament berth, so I think it's going to be a fun match. I just think the experience for Brandywine, having actually played two times already, gives them the advantage. I'm going Bulldogs in 4.
Who you got, Ben?
With my newfound knowledge.
You're undefeated,
Take it
sir.
to Vegas.
I'm scrapping the colors and
The mascots.
Dogs in 3.
Hold on, and I'll go next. Let me just get my inner Benny Mitchell going. I smell you, Viking. We're going Christiana in 5 sets with the upset.
I'm gonna have to agree with Benny here. I'm going Dogs in 3. I think it's gonna be 3. They get the job done, in and out. They've had some matches already. Let's get in, get the victory, and head home. Get something to eat.
Big match on Old Folk Road.
All right. Up next, heading back. Friday Night Lights here, Jay. What we got?
We're going to go to another Division I, Division II matchup with DMA traveling down to Milford. Mike, why don't you lead us off with your knowledge?
DMA Milford, what did I write down here? I have very little knowledge, but I actually wrote that down. I did see dimensions of DMA, and they got some speed. I expect some more. They put some points on the board. I think it's going to be kind of a high-scoring game. I'm going to go with the road team in the upset, 33-23 for the Seahawks.
All right.
It's Hall of Fame night in Milford.
That's big time.
Yes, it is. And they're going to be honoring the late Brendan LeGrand, who was killed in a motorcycle accident this summer. Emotions is going to carry the Bucs in the first half of this game.
Absolutely.
And I see DMA making a late surge. Milford's going to hold them off. Big high-scoring game, 35-31, Milford Buccaneers.
I'm going Milford 2, Hall of Fame night, home 28-27.
Close one. Extra point.
A touchdown and extra point in the final 30 seconds seals the
wow.
2 years ago, Milford kicked what we thought was a game-winning field goal.
Corona
with
lead.
10 seconds left, and they took it down and kicked the game when the DMA.
That was right, yeah.
These two have shootouts.
Who you got, Nick?
I'm going to go 42-34 Milford. They get the win. It's a shootout down there this weekend.
I'm going to agree. I think Milford, you talked about the emotions will be running high. They'll be playing for a little something extra down there. I think Milford gets the job done. I'm going to say it's 35-32. I think DMA misses some extra points and stuff.
I hope the DMA folks remember when I'm at that concession stand.
You're the guy.
We're doing a volleyball game there in a few weeks. I'll just keep that in mind.
And now here we go. Last game we're going to pick of the night here, Jay. Looks like, where are you going with this one?
I'm going to go to the pick.
The pick special?
I'm going to go
the pick special here?
I'm going to go back to CR Cape, this time in soccer. CR's won 2 goals, games by a goal, and lost a game by a goal. So I see another 1-goal game. I'm going CR 2, Cape 1.
Nice. What do you got, Mike?
Gridiron time. 2 teams that really could use a hug. Cape Henlopen at William Penn. It's an alumni game for William Penn. That's unfortunate some of those guys aren't going to be able to play for William Penn, but I think Cape stuck with St. George's. I think they return to Sussex County with a win, 20-12, Cape Henlopen Vikings.
Benny?
I'm going to go we're going to go football, but I'm going to go a little bit independent versus Henlopen South. Tatnall traveling to Lake Forest. Friday night, the Hornets aren't used to playing under the lights. I'm going to take Lake Forest 28-7.
We got Nick.
Well, let's see. I'm looking at some of these games here. And Saturday, 12 o'clock, Pat. Hodson taking on St. George's. I was hot with that score last week. I'm just going to pick a winner. I'm going to say Hodson. They go and get the win against St. George's this weekend at 12 o'clock. I'm going to say they put up some points we saw last weekend. I'm going to go 35-21 Hodson.
Isn't that your old coach?
It is indeed my old coach, but hope you're not watching, Coach Wilson.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know.
Picked them last week, though, with a win, and they did their job.
You know what? I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go volleyball. I really want to throw out a score here for Padua St. Mark's. I understand the importance of that game for those 2 programs. Can't go against my Vikings, though, man. There's too much going on there. You mentioned it, right? This group of classmates there at St. E's has never beaten St. Mark's in a football game. They'll get it done. I think they're going to get it done. I really do. I think they'll get it done. I think Coach Dooley's got some things up his sleeve for them, and I think they get the job done. 28-26, St. E's over St. Mark's.
All right.
How about that one?
Sounds good, man.
Taking a risk.
Taking a risk on that. Yeah, so we'll see. Send us updates. Make me either a fool or a Nostradamus, one or the other, right? So let's close these things out. Let's go with our Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Week for Week 1. Benny Mitchell was down your way.
Yeah, I went to Del Mar today and interviewed a man by the name of Hunter Von Arx, the fullback. And
we'll play that going out.
Okay.
Benny, make sure to thank.
We will play him. We will play that interview, obviously, as we go out from today. But yeah, Connor Von Arx getting the job done. He's our first ever Buffalo Wild Wings Player of the Week, and Benny the kid didn't he step into quarterback a few years ago, or was that his brother?
That's his brother.
Okay.
He plays quarterback now.
Yeah.
First of all, thanks to all the athletic directors that did send in nominees. Remember, ADs, kids, parents, fans, talk to your ADs. They have to make the nominee. It has to come from your athletic director, and we appreciate all that was sent in. Let's get some more. Let's challenge us in our committee to pick a. Not that we weren't challenged this week, but let's challenge us to just give us a pool of people. So, and promote your own kids, athletic directors. Promote your kids amongst Delaware sports.
Yes,
so, Hunter Von Arx is the he got to meet Jester today.
Oh yeah,
and,
solid picks.
And
That's great. It's fantastic.
Couple coupons handed out to the 6th graders that walk.
Love it. Thanks once again to Buffalo Wild Wings for partnering with us on that. And now, Nick. Everybody's favorite time, Week 1. We got 10 coming at you here. It's our top plays of the week. Roll that beautiful bean footage, Nick Halliday.
Oh, getting started with number 10. A little DMA action. We talked about him. If you haven't heard about Cody House, you'll soon learn. This play will get you a little educated here. He's going to field it off a bounce here. And look at the great camera view we got. He's going to take off, cut up field here, break a few tackles, and then turn on the burners. He's off to the races into the end zone for the big-time punt return touchdown. What better way to start off your season this year than taking one to the end zone on special teams?
Pardon the pun, took it to the house. Here we go, number 9, Javon Peace. This man, we've heard a lot about this young man over the past couple of years, and you're going to see him here on the goal line, Ken. Watch the spin move. Are you kidding me? Puts him in the rinse cycle, ladies and gentlemen. Touchdown, Dover. We'll see them this Sports Game of the Week.
We'll get a chance to see him up close and personal. Now over to Joshua Ames, and this might be hit that B button one more time here. This is Hodson. Here he comes. He's got speed, and then 2 tackles right in the end zone. I believe he got in there too. That's a touchdown. Hodson. They rolled against Dover. Shocked some people this weekend.
Yeah, the Silver Eagles. They've been there. They've done that. Here you go, number 7, Dequez Walker. Touchdown saving interception here from Middletown. A-Walk, I know you're watching this, man. Here we go, watch this one. Give me that, the shoestring catch, and here he goes. Dequez, can he make something happen here against Smyrna? He can, he could. There's a big-time block, by the way, in case you guys are watching there. And he cuts back and sets Middletown up in great field position there. Dequez Walker, the senior from Middletown, doing it for his cousin there.
Reading the quarterback's eyes, and now some more Middletown. Niger Smith right here. Check out this hurdle here. Get the video. And there we go. Zeke Elliott action. Yeah, a little more.
Shout out One Journey.
Yeah, One Journey. You heard it there. And not hitting the B, hitting the Y.
Number 5, Demetric Denson. Watch this hit here from Middletown. Smyrna thinks they got something going here. They're going to step up in the pocket, rolling, firing, and poof! How's the dirt taste? It's not dirt. It's little pieces of tire. That's what that is. What a hit there from the Middletown corner.
Number 4, C.J. Henry and Hodson. Check out this dime. Beating the defense here with the throw. He'll drop back, let this one rip deep down the left sideline, right into his arms. Doesn't have to change up speed at all. Catches it on the run. Easy touchdown for Hodson. Again, they put up 40-plus.
I think he just Dikembe Mutombo'd in there. I think he did. He turned around the finger wagging.
Oh, and they got some celebrations, too.
Number 3, Ethan Potter. 67-yard TD run right here for Caravel. They're in the I formation. That's old smash mouth football. And here he goes, making one man miss. Can he break away? Can they catch him? No, sirree, Bob. Ethan Potter turning on the Jets. Touchdown, Bucks. We'll see if they can bounce back this week going against Cesar Rodney.
Number 2, Michael Plummer and Ormond Sanders. Big hit. Check out this scoop for the touchdown. Going to the defending state champs, Woodbridge. Here's the play here. It's a little bubble screen there. What a hit. Ball is loose and out, and scoop and score goes Woodbridge. He'll take it to 20 to 15 to 10. He'll go all the way. Woodbridge, we talked about it. They rolled. They're picking up right where they left off last year.
Yeah, not bad for a ninth grader. Here you go. Zaid Barnes, and everyone play of the week. It was our Alias Group Genuine Connection of the week. And you can see here with the catch, and whoop, let me make one man miss. Whoop, let me make two. And let's see, we don't need another whoop. Shout out to Chris Berman on that one. He can go. Zaid Barnes did a lot for Christiana in that game, trying to keep it close. Kept it close here at halftime. He's going to jump up, get some love. He had to go get the oxygen mask after that one. They were running 61 yards with the ball there. So shout out to everybody there. We're going to wrap this thing up. Shout out to Benny Mitchell, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell, Nick Halliday, Pops. How can we forget about Pops over there? For Nick Alcedrini, having Pat Garianis. We will see you this weekend with some great games going on. Make sure to check that out, as well as the volleyball game of the week tomorrow. And then we'll see you again next week. Same place, same time, 8 o'clock for 302 Sports Weekly. Thanks. Have a good night, everyone.
.302 Sports here with Hunter Von Arx. He's the fullback linebacker for the Delmar Wildcats. Delmar with a big win over St. Mary's out of Annapolis. And Hunter, talk a little bit about your team's win. There's a lot of questions coming into the season. Who is Delmar going to be this year with the guys that had to replace? Talk about your team's win.
I think it was a great first game, Everybody did their job. Linemen holding their blocks, and we can't do anything without the linemen. So, I can't get any tackles if the D-line's not doing their job. Can't get any yards if the offensive line isn't running, doing their job. So, everybody did a great job. Good first game. That's really all I have to say.
Yeah, in the age of two-way, a lot of two-way players, two-way leaders. 2 touchdowns, led the team with 14 tackles. That's like all Madden kind of stuff. Did you wear a leather helmet on Friday night, or are you a throwback guy? Talk about your performance.
Nah, no leather helmet, but just trying to do what I can. Definitely getting tired. Going both ways, but I know I have 10 more guys on the field willing to help and do everything they can, so we just worked together and made it happen.
Well, congratulations, Hunter. And Jester's going to step in here from Buffalo Wild Wings, and he's going to present you with the B-Dubs Athlete of the Week for the state of Delaware, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings and Jester. Again, Hunter, congratulations for being the first B-Dubs Athlete of the Week. 302 Sports here with Hunter Von Arx. He's the fullback linebacker for the Delmar Wildcats. Delmar with a big win over St. Mary's out of Annapolis. And Hunter, talk a little bit about your team's win. There's a lot of questions coming into the season. Who is Delmar going to be this year with the guys that had to replace? Talk about your team's win.
I think it was a great first game. Everybody did their job. Linemen holding their blocks, and we can't do anything without the linemen. So, I can't get any tackles if the D-line's not doing their job. Can't get any yards if the offensive line isn't running, doing their job. So, everybody did a great job. Good first game. That's really all I have to say.
Yeah, in the age of two-way, a lot of two-way players, two-way leaders. 2 touchdowns, led the team with 14 tackles. That's like all Madden kind of stuff. Did you wear a leather helmet on Friday night, or are you a throwback guy? Talk about your performance.
Nah, no leather helmet, but just trying to do what I can. Definitely getting tired. Going both ways, but I know I have 10 more guys on the field willing to help and do everything they can, so we just worked together and made it happen.
Well, congratulations, Hunter. And Jester's going to step in here from Buffalo Wild Wings, and he's going to present you with the B-Dubs Athlete of the Week for the state of Delaware, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings and Jester. Again, Hunter, congratulations for being the first B-Dubs Athlete of the Week.